In this episode, we're talking about Minut versus NoiseAware.
Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. The show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show.
Welcome back, Host Nation. I am John Bell, co-host of the Vacation Rental Machine. I am by myself today, but I'm here to talk about the comparison between two great devices. If you've been following the podcast and seen some of the videos, we compared these devices a while ago, about a year ago. There have been some updates, and we want to talk about those and to figure out exactly which device is right for you. Last time we talked, NoiseAware was definitely my recommendation because of accurate reporting and overall just a good footprint within the space. Minut came on the scene, which was still a little bit new, but Minut has definitely made some advances, and we want to talk about those now. The criteria for this evaluation, we're going to first talk about the features, we're going to talk about the cost, and we're going to talk about its integration and its scalability for us remote hosts. All right, with that, let's just go ahead and just throw out some of the features of the NoiseAware device. Of course, this is the simplest device that's out. The feature is it detects noise. That's it. It detects noise, but it does it very well. There are two devices that we can talk about here. There's an indoor sensor and an outdoor sensor. Both of these sensors can be used together or separately to monitor noise in either location. NoiseAware has a great user dashboard and a mobile app that you can use to manage the device and to see any type of reportings or events that are going on with the device itself. Okay, let's talk about Minut. Minut has a longer list of features. Again, after I posted that last video about a year ago, one of the Minut representatives reached out to me and kind of told me what they had coming right around the corner, and I wanted to allow that to actually take effect for a little while. Again, it's been over a year, and I have started seeing some great benefits come from this device. The company actually is from an alarm company similar to ADT or Brinks, which we have in the States, and they're alarm companies, right? I mean, they build alarm systems for homes. So you can bet that this device has a lot of stuff that they included in it that they probably didn't unlock yet. And that's what we're talking about here. Some of the features that the Minut device detected prior to its most recent updates was noise, for one. Temperature, humidity. It also detected the noise alarm that was going off within the home. So that gave you detection like fire or a CO detection. It lets you know those things. It also had a motion sensor, which it can tell you occupancy within the space. One of the newest things that I've noticed that they've actually used is on that motion piece. Now, they're similar to another device that was out there that would read the cell phone signals with inside of the home or apartment or whatever. That could give you a guest count of how many people are actually inside of the place because it's working off of the cell phone signals that are coming inside of the place. So this is something that is brand new that I just realized that makes this device a great device for any host that's looking to add this as one of their detections. Just to recap, Minut has way more features than NoiseAware. One of the things that I reported in the last video was the accuracy of Minut. And they actually released a software update that corrected some of the issues that I talked about in this last video. This is where I mentioned that my own home alarm, when it made the door chime saying, hey, the front door is open, would set off an alert within the Minut system. Now Minut has corrected that, and you can actually see an active running trail of events that are going on within the home after a noise event is triggered. So this is a great addition. Accuracy is now a part of this Minut system. Again, they've leveled the playing field just in that category alone, which was probably the biggest thing that I talked about in that past video. Let's talk about installation. On the Minut side of the house, you have the ease of being able to put this device anywhere. It is a battery operated device, so you can hang it anywhere, you can put it on any wall, you can do any ceiling that you'd like, and don't have to worry about cords or installation on anything. One of its downsides is also just that same fact. It's a battery operated device, which means that periodically it needs to get taken down and recharged. Minut says that the battery can last up to 10 months now. I believe prior when we talked about this, it only said about 4 to 6 months. So somewhere, some way, they found a way to efficiently run the device itself, which is great. But you still have to have somebody that can go take it down, 1, 2, recharge it, and recharges can take anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. To me, that is the only drawback with this device in this category. All right, so on the NoiseAware side, let's talk about installation there. It is a simple plug-in device. All you got to do is plug it in and connect it to the Wi-Fi. It's very simple. The only disadvantage that you could have here is you do give up a plug, but one advantage that I really admire about NoiseAware is that I could plug it in behind a couch. Normally an outlet that probably wouldn't get used anyway. It's hidden, it's discreet. I don't have to worry about moving it. It's connected. Everything is good here. I'm going to give the win here to NoiseAware. Our next category is pricing. At the time when I recorded the last video, NoiseAware had a couple of options where you could buy the sensor outright and only pay a subscription fee per property. Now, both device manufacturers have decided to go into a subscription model. Of course, this benefits them a lot more, which means that we have either a monthly or an annual cost for the devices themselves. Here's the breakdown on pricing for Minut. Minut has 2 pricing categories, Standard and Pro. For everyone that's listening here, we're probably going to go for the Pro. Pro allows us to be able to automate guest communications whenever a device detects an error. This allows us to sleep at night and not necessarily react to something that's going on within the property. For instance, if the noise alert goes off saying, hey, you guys are above a certain threshold, you could program a message that goes to the guest that says, hey, quiet hours are between 10 p.m. and maybe 10 a.m., allowing the guest to have a little bit of time to quiet down and you not necessarily being woken up and thinking that you have to manage the issue until things are fully resolved. Outside of that, the Pro version does connect to a lot of PMS systems. They also tie into Zapier, so you can add some extra automations there. This is available to us at $149 a year, so $150. Not too bad for all the features that you can get within this device. All right, on the NoiseAware side of things, NoiseAware being probably the more popular device, definitely has a little more swag as far as pricing goes. They're $180 for a year. That includes 1 sensor, which you can add additional sensors to a property for $99 or above. But what you have to have for the property is a subscription for that address. Once you have a subscription for that address, you can add as many sensors as you like. Or like I said, they come in at about $100, but that subscription cost is $180 a year. They also have an add-in that you can also elect to have, which gives you some of those automations that we talked about on the Minut side. This is their auto resolve feature that you can add in for an additional $10 a month. This makes this a more expensive option. And again, you definitely have very good noise detection here. You have a discrete monitor, but it is pricier than the other device and it still lacks features. For the cost category, the winner to me goes to Minut. It's definitely a little cheaper as an option. They kind of integrate everything that we would need as a pro. There's still some additional features that we can add in by going up a notch in their pricing category. But I think everything that we kind of need just as professional host of multiple units is included in their pro pricing plan. Let's talk about integrations and where these devices connect to that make management and reporting of all of these things easier. Both devices now have reached out to PMS systems and even OTAs to connect directly to them. So there is no lack between the two on integration points and exactly where you can attach to, whether I can attach it to my PMS, whether I can attach it possibly directly to Airbnb or VRBO. Those integrations are definitely coming out day by day on the Minut side. NoiseAware, being a little more established, already has that in its bag. However, that gap is getting tightened every day. I just seen a notification from my PMS saying that, hey, Minut is now one of these integration points that we can use, and it can actually do the auto response system if we have the pro version and everything. I think this is great. Integration allows flexibility when it comes to scalability, which is our actual next section. All right, so on the integration side of things, these two tools are definitely neck and neck. They have the integrations that we're going to need to make management and detection of anything very easy. So we don't have to worry about who wins here in this category. We're talking about scalability between the two devices. Both devices allow you to have multiple properties, multiple sensors on one screen, or whether that's the computer application or the mobile application. So they're great there. The biggest thing here that I really think is the reason why I'm leaning still more towards one device over the other device comes down to remote units and having somebody charge the battery or not do anything at all. So for me, NoiseAware still is going to be my choice, but I will also try to look for solutions for Minut to where I can either have my cleaner charge it. I could have maybe somebody circulating that when we change the air filters or anything, we just go ahead and unplug it and charge it. The killer there for me is the 4 to 6 hour charge time. I don't necessarily have that much time, nor do I have somebody inside of the unit that long, even when it's vacant, right? My maintenance guy isn't there that long that he could just plug it in and just charge it for 4 to 6 hours. So I'm going to have to charge it periodically, maybe every 2 to 3 months or something like that. Hopefully that charge time is dramatically reduced. One of the worst things that can ever happen is you got an event going on, but you don't know about it because the battery is dead. I'm sure somebody's already created a mount and a charge plug, but I'm looking on the Minut website. It says you shouldn't charge the device longer than 40 hours. It also says that the temperature feature of the device will be disabled while it's plugged in. So even if you had a plug and you plugged it in at all times, you're losing out on some of the features that are actually beneficial to this device that make it a super strong competitor. What I'm looking to possibly do in my personal portfolio, maybe I'll switch my devices here locally where I am, and then keep the other NoiseAware devices in all of the remote units. This is a good tool now. It definitely has some features that NoiseAware just needs to play catch up now. It was kind of reversed a little bit before. Now the tables have turned here a year later. Minut is definitely a strong competitor. We've put the links for both devices down below. You can choose which one is right for you. Of course, you're not going to go wrong in any case now. So if you're managing remote units, you might want to consider the NoiseAware piece as just a better advantage, so you don't have to have employees or cleaners or anybody else kind of take a device down. I mean, what if it's mounted on a high ceiling? Now they need to get a ladder. We don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to lean a little more NoiseAware, definitely in this category. All right, so if you've been following along with all of the ratings and everything that I've just given, you realize that we're pretty much tied. So you're good with both options. Again, both options are great for host. If you have remote units, I would definitely consider going maybe more one way than the other. But if you decide to go the other way, I'm not mad at you. It's really good. It's really competitive. This is a device that we know that we need because we need to be on top of, again, noise, crowds. We want to make sure we're a good neighbor. These devices allow us to do so. Of course, they're not recording devices. They're not recording conversations or anything. They're just monitors. And that's okay to have. You definitely need to check the box within your OTAs that you have this device inside of the home. That way you're not put off by a guest that says, hey, they got some recording device and it doesn't say it in the listing. You want to make sure you note it. So with that said, Today's question of the day is, which device are you going to go with? Are you going to go Minut or you're going to go NoiseAware? And if you have these devices already, what's your biggest plus or minus with these devices? Leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you soon in the Host Nation Facebook group. Till then, happy hosting. Hey, Host Nation, would you like to work directly with Julian and I to help you start and scale your own short-term rental business? Go to shorttermsage.com/coaching to attend our step-by-step training and learn how we can work together. Looking forward to talking to you soon.
Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review, as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.